So, hi friends, back with another session here. In this video, I'll be discussing about the scarring alopecia, and I'll be discussing about nail and the terms used in dermatology. So, in the last session, we spoke that alopecia. What is alopecia? Alopecia is nothing but a loss of hairs, right? So, the loss of hair is known as alopecia, and the loss of hair can be a non-scarring type and the scarring type. In the non-scarring type, which we have already discussed, there is no scar, right? There is no scar associated. But in the second type of scarring alopecia, there is a loss of hair with scarring. So that's what you have to understand regarding these points. So if you understand the first thing written here, it's written that under the scarring type, that is scarring alopecia, right? Cicatricial alopecia. It's written that severe trauma, radiation injury, herpes zoster, severe pyoderma, inflammatories, and tinea capitis, lichen planus. So let us understand them, guys. So you have a conditions where there is a loss of hair with scar. Suppose if there is a severe trauma to the head, and that part there is a loss of hair and there is a scar at that point. So that's the reason in the severe trauma you have scar alopecia. And in the radiations, right, during the radiations, whenever you give radiations to the scalp, so that can also lead to alopecia, that can also lead to loss of hair with scarring. Next, the herpes zoster can also cause scar alopecia. But now these all are common. The severe trauma, radiation, we heard that, and herpes zoster, we know that, right? So the virus. So let us understand the next thing, that is a severe pyoderma. So under the severe pyoderma, it's written that folliculitis, decalvum, and the dissecting cellulitis. So let us understand the word pyoderma. What do you mean by pyo? Pyo is nothing but pus. What is derma? Derma is skin. That means it's a skin infection with form of pus, right? You have a pus, skin infection with the pus is known as pyoderma. And under this, we have folliculitis, decalvum, and we have dissecting cellulitis. What do you mean by folliculitis, decalvum? Folliculitis, decalvum, it's nothing but it's a swelling and the pustules are present around the hair follicles. So if you look at this is the picture which shows us the folliculitis decalvum. You can look at these are the follicles present here, and these are the swelling, right? So you can see the redness over there. So it's all the swelling, the pustules present around the hair follicles. So that's all we have to understand regarding this folliculitis decalvum. Next, under the severe pyodermas, the problem with the skin, we also have something known as a dissecting cellulitis. So let us understand the points written here, the dissecting cellulitis. And what do you mean by dissecting cellulitis? It is in suppurative nodules that are associated with a patchy hair loss. You can look at this. So this is a dissecting nodules, right? So you can look at these are the dissecting cellulitis, where you can observe you have a hair here but you got a patch over here, right? So that's all we have to understand regarding the first thing, that is folliculitis decalvum and the dissecting cellulitis. But now let us understand the next thing, that is inflammatory. Under the inflammatory, we have a tinea capitis, and it's written that a favors, right? Under this you have a favors, and it's also written that we have, what is that, chirion, right? So let us understand them, guys, and how it looks. So if you look at these regarding the tinea capitis, so this is half, it is also called a ringworm of the scalp, right? This is a ring like, so this is a tinea capitis, and this is how the tinea capitis looks, right? And these tinea capitis are of two types, that is a favum, right, and chirion. So these are the fungal infection which can cause the head capitis. So that's all we have to understand. Tinea round, so it's a round worm of the scalp, so we call it as tinea capitis. So it can be a chirion, right? Chirion, it's also caused by fungus, or you can have a favus type of tinea capitis, right? So that's all. Right. So what do you mean by lichen planus? Lichen planus is an infective condition that can affect the skin, hairs, nails, and the mucous membrane. So that's all we have to understand regarding these aspects, guys. The lichen planus, it's an infection, it's a condition. In this condition also, you have a scarring type of alopecia. So let us understand the next point. The next is discoid lupus. We already read in the non-scarring, but you have even in the scarring type. So in the scarring type, we have discoid lupus. So I already explained that. So what is that? This is a discoid lupus, and what's happening in this? Because of autoimmune, the antibodies react to the hair follicles, so that can lead to right. So even the sarcoidosis can also cause what? Can also cause this scarring type of alopecia. But now let us understand. We have something known as a pseudo pillate of Brock. So if you look at this, what do you mean by pseudo pillate? So it's written that it is a flush, right? It's a flush to pink colored. It's a flush to pink colored, irregularly shaped alopecia. So let us understand them. So let us look at what is that? It is pseudo pillate. So if you look at this, 1 minute, let me find the picture here. Yes. So just understand that. Not getting that. Yes. So if you observe here, suppose if this is scalp, right? So I got it now. So you can look at this. This is, let me focus that. Yes. You can observe here, this is alopecia, loss of hair, and this is a pink in color, right? You can look at this, it's in pinkish. I think you cannot see it properly, but this is pink, right? So this is known as pseudopillate. So just remember the pseudopillate. It is a flush. It's a flush to pink color, irregular shaped alopecia, and that begins as moth-eaten pattern, and they combine this moth-eaten pattern. They combine, and they form a large patch. So that's all we have to understand, and this is how it looks. And the next thing written in our notes, that is pseudopillate of Brock, and it is an idiopathic footprint in snow pattern. So let us understand what is it trying to tell us regarding the footprint in the snow pattern. So if you look at this, this is how the footprint in the snow pattern alopecia looks. That is pseudopillate of Brock, BROC Brock. So it looks like an footprint in the snow, right? So that's the reason it is said as a footprint in snow pattern. So that's all we have to understand here regarding these points. And remember that what is the treatment for this scarring type of alopecia? Remember that medically there is no treatment available, but you have a surgical treatment. What is a surgical treatment? Surgical treatment is scalp reduction surgery. And what do you mean by scalp reduction surgery? Scalp reduction surgery is a procedure in which the hairless region of the scalp of the bald man is reduced. So that's all you have to understand that. So what is scalp reduction surgery? It's a procedure, right? It's a procedure in which the hairless region of the scalp is reduced. So that's all we have to understand regarding these points, guys. So let's go with the next points written here. So if you look at the next point, it's written that regarding these nails. So it's written the anat of nails. So we have a nail plate, right? We have nail plate, and there is lateral nail folds, and we have something known as lunula, proximal nail folds. So let us understand them first, and then let us go with the next points. So you can look at this. This is a nail blade, and this is nail. Let us look into the structures first. What is this? This is nail plate. You can look at this. This is nail plate. Next, if you look at this, this is a lateral nail fold. So you can see this beside the nail. You have a fold here. That's the reason this is named as lateral nail fold. And we should also understand that you have a proximal nail fold. You can look at this. This is the proximal nail fold, right? The part. So all the structures written in our notes, that is a nail plate. You have a lateral nail fold, and this is a proximal. This is a proximal part, and this is a distal. So this is a proximal nail fold. And if you look at this, the white one, right? The white one, this is known as lunula, right? This is known as lunula. And what is this lunula? It's a moon shaped, right? You can look at this. It's a moon shaped whitish area called as lunula. So that's all we have to understand, and that's all it's written here. The structures like nail plate, the lateral nail folds, lunula, proximal nail folds. So let us understand the next points written here. So it's written that we have a structures like nail plate, we have a nail blade, nail bed, and you have a nail matrix. And it's also written that you have a proximal nail matrix and all this. So let us understand this diagram here. So for that, I have to take the section, or you have to view from the lateral aspect of finger. So when you look at this, this is the lateral aspect of finger. And the first thing written in our notes, we have, this is a nail plate, right? This is nail plate. And we should also understand that this is what? This is bed. This is nail bed. Because below the nail you have, so this is nail bed. And you have a nail matrix. So you can look at this, this is nail matrix. So this becomes the nail matrix, and this becomes the nail bed. And this is a plate. The white one, the which you can observe here, the white one, this is known as lunula, right? And if you look at the next point written here, it's written that you have a cuticle. So this is a cuticle, right? The one, the transparent one, right? So that's all we have to understand here. Understand this is a nail matrix. So nail matrix is an area where the nail grows. From here only the nail grows. And if you look at this, you have a proximal nail fold, right? You got a proximal nail fold here. So these are the parts written here, right? So these are the parts written in our notes. And we have, and this part is known as hyponychium, right? This is hyponychium, this one, the hyponychium. So that's all it's written here regarding this, the nail blade, nail bed, the hyponychia, nail plate, the cuticle nail. So it's a cuticle, right? This is cuticle. This is a cuticle, right? So that's all it's written, guys. So that's all you have to understand. So these are the basics of nail. But now let us understand the disease of nail. So let us go with the first thing regarding that. But before going in detail, but let us understand one important point regarding the cuticle. This cuticle is a transparent membrane that joins nail and nail plate. So you can look at this. This is what? This is nail plate. Plate with the nail. So that's all we have to understand here. So let's go with the diseases of nail. Nail plate. So let us understand them, guys. So the first thing written here, that is regarding the pitting.